Well, first of all, I really believe that Leopardo cares, that they care we get it right. When I talk about Leopardo's being the best, this isn't because I've worked with a lot of bad ones. I've worked with very good contractors. Leopardo kind of takes it that extra step, because I think their real sensitivity to the organization, understanding the value engineering needs, and from a not-for-profit standpoint, because every dollar we really have to report back to somebody else that gave us that dollar. And I have such confidence when I go back to a donor and said, we really squeeze those dollars to make the best use of the dollars, the precious, funding that you gave us. I can look them in the eye and say, we did that because of who we were working with. We got the most that you could possibly have gotten out of that dollar to really enhance the mission that's important to both of us. I mean, it really is about, the service that we're bringing to our community, and they're great at listening. They really know how to listen and understand what's the intention of what we're trying to do here beyond, because it isn't a business to us. It's really about the service that we're bringing to our community. And so they really know how to work well with boards. They know how to work well with the professional staff and really try to hear the functional things that we're trying to do through this the new facility. There's just a different feel about when they came in and talked about more than just the competence of building the building, but it was really, you got the sense of pride that they took in what they built. They talked about things not as much as business as it was almost like their babies that they were produced, that they're proud of what they built. And so they wanted to make sure that we got the biggest, quote unquote, bang for the buck as far as in what we were going to build. And also they knew that, what this was going to mean to the community. It was very interesting the way that they enclosed the aquatic center. Then they actually dug out the pool with it enclosed. So you had this big piece of equipment in there swinging around inside of where 4 walls are already built, with a big kind of elephant door so the thing could finally get out. But it was really an interesting way to make sure they kept the process online, because you didn't have to be concerned about weather. I mean, they poured it and poured the pool and everything with the ceiling and the walls already in place. So it was really kind of interesting the way that they went about it. One thing that really particularly impressed me in my working with them was their ability to stay on schedule. I mean, it was so important for us to absolutely know months in advance when we were going to be able to have it done, and we could actually start our programs and have the grand opening. And I kept asking them, because I've done construction process before, and I've been given dates before, and sometimes they hit the dates, most of the times they don't. It's kind of like your wife being pregnant. It's going to be in the birth month. So I kept going back. I say, now you're sure the baby's due? Is it really going to be done on this date? And they said, it's going to be done on this date. And they did. I mean, they absolutely hit the date. I mean, it's an amazing thing. I mean, they just, the system that they put together on, who comes in when and how they stay on track. I mean, it's very impressive. But Leopardo was great. I mean, in the middle of the winter, making sure that we had things buttoned up just right, even though they were cutting into all sorts of walls and spaces. We never missed a day of business, because they were able to really make sure that they understood. We had regular weekly meetings with them about what we were doing, what were they doing, to make sure we never missed a day of business, because they were able to be so sensitive to what we were doing. Leopardo is so sophisticated in the way that they're able to address your issues and help you think through the process, not trying to drive you to an answer, but try to drive you to the questions you need to ask to make sure you're doing what you need to do.
Leopardo, a passion to build.